for questions? Has everybody got copies that wanted copies? No? I don't know if you have. You don't have any extra?
No.
That's okay. I'll follow along.
Okay. I guess we're open for comments on the budget?
Are there any changes from the preliminary budget that we had last month?
The only changes were gonna be to the unexpended balances. Nothing to affect the budget, no line items. Do you want me to go over those changes now or wait until the?
Well, there's no, would you like the changes first,
I mean,
and then ask about them?
Might as well.
Probably the easiest way to do it,
Yeah.
because otherwise you'd be asking dead questions.
Okay.
Okay, Paul.
The unexpended balance for General A, we're gonna take to 0. The unexpended balance for General B, 2,000. The unexpended balance for Highway DA, 117,000. The unexpended balance for Highway DB, 110,000. And light and water both 0. So the subtotal will be 229,000, which is the same as it was before.
Jockey around.
There's really no net change.
Right. Okay. I guess now we would entertain questions.
Yeah, how much do we get from the Delhi telephone out here in the cell tower?
Well, this is not a Delhi telephone cell tower.
Yeah, I know this is AT&T.
Right, 18, this is actually Crown Communication. We will be getting about 29.30, I think, is what we will be getting when Verizon is on it, a month. With a 2% increase each year for a 10-year contract.
And how much do we get from the B Group consulting firm for office space?
For what?
The B Group consulting firm. Remember that office space now? We're at 12480 County Highway 21, Franklin, New York. 8295618. You guys know anything about that?
12480 is this property.
It's 14280,
12480.
it's this property.
And how much do we get for rent for that?
For office space? Well, I don't think we rent any office space that I know of.
According to the years, there was a office space being rented here by the B Group consulting firm. Your appraisal company?
Not that, we're not receiving any funds or anything from the,
I think we should be checking into it.
okay.
I mean, we're also paying for the telephone, I guess, which is part of this building.
Right, what telephone number is that, Carl?
It's 8295618.
5618. So, that's the assessor's office, assessor's phone company. Phone bill is what it is. That is. Okay,
So I mean, we should be getting some rent for that.
possibly, we'll have to look into that. To my knowledge, we aren't, are we, Paul?
No,
No, I didn't.
I never heard of it.
Never, never heard of it.
So we got it here in black and white.
Okay, where'd you find it in the budget?
There on paperwork. That's what appraisal group.
Pardon?
It's appraisal group.
Appraisal group. It's in the town budget?
That was on it was on the website too.
Okay.
I mean,
Guess you'll have to let us have some information on that. I don't know where, it's not in the budget that I have seen. I'd like to know where it's coming from.
I'll show you.
Okay, okay. Unanswered question, or not, unanswered question, okay. Another one? Yes, Brian?
On the budget summary page,
Mhm.
you've got the various categories and you come down to the subtotal, then you have the fire district and the total. Why do you do that? Because I thought the fire district is a levy, it's not part of the budget.
It's just the total tax revenue that's being, collected,
Okay.
is why it's
But
on.
the fire department
Is-
isn't part of the budget.
It's not
Well,
part of our budget,
Not part of our budget.
but we
No,
do collect it.
Right.
And then we cut a check to the fire district.
It's not appropriate.
So it's not part of our,
Mhm.
we have no control over it, it's not part of our budget, but it has to be included in this, because we do collect it.
Is this right on the first page, about 3/4 of the way down, the buildings line? It's 0 for 2016?
That's what was spent, the actual spent. We appropriated it and we put the money into a savings. Yes,
But you didn't spend anything on that in the previous year?
I
Okay.
don't believe so, no.
In 15, I think we did,
Yes,
because we bought overhead doors
overhead doors in 2015.
for the garage. But not last year. And in 17, we haven't needed. Anybody else? Anything from the board to add or subtract, or? So all the questions are done? We'll try to get your answers for you, Carl. On the office rental or whatever it is. Is that right? Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, I guess I'll take the motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Carried. Okay, we'll go to right into the regular meeting, we'll have, stand and salute the flag, and Dave, would you lead us, please? Okay, I guess we need minutes from the previous meeting.
The regular monthly meeting of the Franklin Town Board was called to order at 7:30 PM by Supervisor Jeff Taggart. Present were Jeff Taggart, Garrett Sitz, Donnie Smith, Dwight Bruno, Mark Lang, and Paul Warner. Absent was David Brandt. The minutes were read from the September 5th meeting. Garrett Sitz made a motion to approve the minutes as read. Dwight Bruno seconded the motion, and all present agreed. Dave Oman from Delaware Engineering gave a brief presentation about a town office court building. Dwight Bruno made a motion to pass the authorization for execution of local consultation on land acquisition contract with the Catskill Watershed Corporation. Donnie Smith seconded the motion, and all present agreed. Trish Tyrell had more information regarding electric car charging stations. Trish stated that John Campbell is interested in having one at the Railroad Museum. Mark Lang reported that the gravel work has been started. He would like the town to pass a resolution to allow them to process a total of 11,000 yards of gravel. Donnie Smith made a motion to have them process 11,000 yards of gravel. Garrett Sith seconded the motion, and all present agreed. The paving on Merrickville Road has been completed. There's some shoulder work still to be done. Chip sealing has been done on Church Street, Christian Hill, Grange Hall, Douglas Hall, and Round Top Roads. Nymer came to the town building for the risk management assessment. Paul is working on the FEMA paperwork for the March storm. Mark would like to look into doing a qualified abandonment on BB Road and Demond Road. Jan Schlafer has retired from the county and must resign from her court clerk position temporarily. Garrett Sitz made a motion to reappoint Jan as court clerk. Dwight Bruno seconded the motion, and all present agreed. Paul Warner presented the 2018 budget to the town board. He reviewed where there are proposed changes to the budget. Garrett Sitz made a motion to adopt the preliminary budget. Donnie Smith seconded the motion, and all present agreed. There will be a public hearing before the regular monthly board meeting scheduled for November 8th. Dwight Bruno made a motion to go into executive session at 8:40 p.m. regarding an employment issue. Garrett Sitz seconded the motion, and all present agreed. Garrett Sitz made a motion to return from executive session at 10:30. Donnie Smith seconded the motion, and all present agreed. With nothing further to come before the board, Garrett Sitz made a motion to adjourn the meeting at 10:30 p.m. Donnie Smith seconded the motion, and all present agreed.
Any additions or corrections? Have a motion, please.
Move to accept the minutes as read.
I'll second. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Dave, I guess you'll be on next. You're normally first on the agenda.
Okay. All right, I gave some copies to the
Yep.
board of my
Yep.
report. First, the finances for the Franklin Kellogg Trust. The Morgan Stanley account balance as of November 7th was $983,353.69, an increase of $1,810 over the previous month. The checking account as of November 7th had $29,993. Income for the month was grants and fundraising, $1,715.38. Interest income was $1,869.02. Total expenditures were $2,821.59, so an increase of $705.79 over the previous month. Total assets, $1,013,346.69. I would note that we do have $50,000 earmarked for, that's in the CD of that 1,013,000 that we know sometime we're gonna have to resurface the tennis courts and basketball courts, and that's earmarked to do that when the time comes. The Little League field upgrade has been pretty much completed. It's gonna be tarped. We're investigating weed control options on the dirt area. The cost estimate was around $3,000 to have the field upgraded, but we haven't got the bill yet, so. We did want to ask the town board if we could request at least the assistance in talking to the town's attorney about getting a lease written for the Kellogg Educational Community Center. The Colonels are great people, but they're just slow in getting things done, and I kind of think we need to get that lease done. So we're asking if it'd be okay if we could talk to the town's attorney. Any fees, we'll be glad to pay them, but we thought that's who we should go through. So with the town's permission, we would like to
I don't see there be any problem
do
with
that.
that. Appropriate. We need a motion to that effect to allow the Kellogg Foundation to call the attorney. Okay, the motion was made. We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'll get Dwight the phone number
Okay.
that you can call Cheryl on.
Great.
And
The trust board annual election is going to be held at the Kellogg Educational and Community Center on November 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. All town of Franklin residents are eligible to vote. We have a 5-year term that's going to replace the term that is expiring for Deb Tuthill. There's 3 nominees for the volunteer position: Jeffrey Briggs, Dorian Haneke, and Lori Taggart. So if anybody wants to go vote, that's when it will happen.
What time is that?
6 to 8 p.m. on November 14th.
next week.
We just have earmarked 3 possible projects for 2018. We moved the picnic pavilion, which was, we've talked about it, but that's something we want to have done maybe next year. A possible youth soccer field and possibly a shuffleboard court, but just ideas at this point. Our next meeting will be April 2018 unless we need any special meetings during the winter. Respectfully submit to Dave Tuthill for the Franklin Kellogg Trust Board. So we'll just get minimal reports to you guys during the winter. Pretty much calm down for the season after.
Our insurance company would like to see the policy that you had for your board of,
Okay,
you know, have a copy of that so they can look it over, you know,
Okay,
just to make
that's good.
sure what you had before and that it is covered by the town. I know
okay,
we've talked, Dave and I have talked with Bill about it, and he said it's, you know, it's all covered under the town's insurance we have now anyway.
okay. I just, I'll get that to you or something,
Yeah.
or to Don or somebody. Okay.
Sounds great. Thank you very much. Is there any more questions for Dave? Okay, well, thank you very much, Dave.
Welcome, thank you.
Yep. Now, Delhi Telephone Company, come on down.
Hi. I'm Jason Miller, General Manager of Delhi Telephone Company. I think we've already done kind of what the broadband project was. I can go over that again, what the ongoing grant is if you'd like.
Right.
The public hearing was held for the franchise. I think now it's just we just need a resolution for the cable franchise. Two different things, the broadband grant, I don't know how many people have heard about the New York State broadband program. The governor earmarked $500 million for New York State broadband. Delhi Telephone has been awarded some of this money. We had a couple different projects. This is actually, we have 4 grants now that we're in the process of doing, which is about $16 million worth of projects, which will cover, and I don't have a map with me, we had some maps that we distributed a couple meetings ago. It'll cover part of the town of Franklin as part of that grant build. What they do is they make census blocks eligible for grant funds. The census blocks have to be either unserved or underserved. Unserved means that you can't even receive 25 meg of internet service. Underserved is you receive 25 to 100 meg of internet service, but not 100 meg yet. So all of the census blocks in Franklin that we were awarded were all unserved, meaning that they don't have at least 25 meg of internet service. And we partnered with Margaretville Telephone Company and the Delaware County Electric Co-op. So a lot of this build will be on co-op electric lines. We'll also have some NYSEG lines that we'll be building on. And the cable franchise is to also offer cable television when we go by. When the fiber's connected, nobody has to take it, it's completely optional. And you'll have the option to take telephone service, internet service, cable television service, or any combination of a bundle. There is no minimum requirements. You can take any service that you like or no service at all if you're happy with your current provider. And does anybody have any questions as to the construction has to be completed by the end of 2018, and then installations will continue through 2019. So the distribution network has to be done by the end of next year.
We've discussed this in the past, but is there, it seems that Treadwell is not quite in the area that's being proposed to be served.
Right.
And has there been any more consideration of serving Treadwell? I mean, we have now a business that's starting in Treadwell, in the Abraham Kellogg School. There are other potential users under the Kellogg Foundation, which is also in there, certainly benefit from having that kind of a resource. So it seems to me that given the proximity of that line, I mean, we're only talking, you know, what, a couple hundred yards in some places where it's going, why that would not be not only feasible, but make a lot of sense from a lot of perspectives.
Well, 2 things. One, we did apply for another round of grant funding that we should hear about in December of this year. That's another 250 miles. Right now, Delhi Telephone, for 120 years, we've had 350 miles of regulated territory, which was Hamden, Delhi, Meredith, Bovina, and a little bit of Bloomville. That was our regulated territory. With the grants and with some of the building that we've done, we'll have over 1,200 miles of coverage from Bainbridge to Oneonta to Hobart, that whole northern section of Delaware County. So that particular line there, I don't believe the census blocks were eligible because Time Warner goes right through Treadwell. So it's not eligible for grant funding, but because we have to connect 2 census blocks, we'll probably be building it on our own dime. But yes, we will build through there because we will be using that route to come through.
So it's because of Time Warner there that the issue comes up
And a lot of times what they do with census blocks,
Uh-huh.
census blocks are normally outlined by roads.
Uh-huh.
So some census blocks are huge, some of them are relatively tiny. But a lot of times how they do it is one served, all served. So if Time Warner touches that census block, or it's Spectrum now, if they touch that census block, even on one road, the census block becomes ineligible for grant funds.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, and to fight it is very difficult. So you have to prove that they're not there, which is you have to take pictures, you have to submit it, and then we all know how fast sometimes the state moves on stuff like that.
So that probably makes my question irrelevant, because I was going to, that's something I forgot to mention, we really need to get telephone service at the center, because we have children's events there, and we do not have any cell phone service in Treadwell whatsoever. But obviously Delhi telephone is not an option at this point.
By the end of 2018, and like I say, anybody that gives me their information, I can certainly get back to you with maps and our proposed construction, where we're gonna be. We have some construction that we have to have done by 2018. We have some other stuff planned for 2019. I'd be happy to share it.
Okay, yeah, I'm used to, because we have to get something immediately, as soon as we can. But if something is coming soon, that might be helpful. If not, we'll get something else at least for now.
Like I say, Treadwell should be served. The village of Franklin should be served. I mean, there's only like 200 homes in the village of Franklin, but we're gonna have our building here. So because we're right there, it's not a big extension to go into the village of Franklin.
When you go through Treadwell, will we be able to buy a way into it, and if we pay an installation fee? They mentioned that at the last meeting.
Yes and no. Yes, there is a line extension policy,
Right.
but normally, because of everything that we're building and how much construction we have going on, a lot of times, if it makes sense, we'll just do it. So Treadwell, there's enough population density there that if we're that close, we'll just build it.
Thank you.
It's more troublesome to keep track of who paid and who didn't.
Well, so
Then we
we
just
could,
build 2 miles.
so we could become your customers possibly then as well.
Absolutely,
Okay,
hopefully.
so that's what people are asking.
Yep.
And that's what the center needs, so.
Yep. And right now, our policy is that any municipal buildings that we pass or volunteer fire departments, we give free internet and concession TV.
Okay, well, Treadwell Fire Department would be interested in that.
So, yeah, volunteer fire departments and the municipal buildings, we serve them free. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, if the board is inclined to, we have to pass a resolution in favor of the telephone company,
I'd make
I
that.
believe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Franchise. For a franchise agreement. Telephone.
So, you make a motion? Okay.
Motion to get into a agreement with Delhi Telephone, cable franchise agreement, is that right, Mr. Miller?
Yes,
Yes. With Delhi Telephone Company?
and it's actually DTC Cable. That's our unregulated version.
What is it?
DTC Cable is the cable company.
Cable, okay.
Delhi Telephone's a regulated telephone
Oh,
company.
okay.
DTC Cables are unregulated business. Out of the territory.
Which do you like better, the regulated or?
This one has to be DTC Cable.
Okay.
Okay, this has gotta be DTC cable. Into a cable enterprise. The motion is made by Dwight, seconded by,
Last page is when you sign them.
okay. Any more questions? All in favor? Carried.
Has Cheryl seen that?
Oh, I don't think so.
What's that?
Just question if our lawyer has seen this. And I'm sure she hasn't, but, not to my knowledge anyway.
And if you send it to her and there's something she doesn't like, just have her reach out to me.
Okay. Your company has been very good to us so far. Straightforward and available, how's that?
Well, if she doesn't like something, most likely the Public Service Commission would throw it back too, so it'd be good if she caught it ahead of time.
So how close are we to getting, I see you got the site prepared for your building?
Building should be in by the end of the month.
Oh, okay.
It's just gonna be a old, cell building. A lot of times they're Verizon retired buildings or Sprint retired buildings. It's a, 20 by 20 concrete, modular building. It's all one piece.